to subscribe to Sky Sports if they want to see some key matches in their homes of this year's championship. For the first time, 14 championship games will only be available on pay-to-view television under a deal between Croke Park and Sky Television. RTE will retain 31 matches, including all provincial and all Ireland finals. Well, we're staying with that because we're joined here in the studio by the president of the GAA, Liam O'Neill. Mr. O'Neill, you're very welcome to the programme. Thanks for coming to talk to us. First of all, what is this deal? What does it mean for your own supporters, people who want to watch championship games on television this coming season, in relation to those that will be available free to air and those that have to have a Sky subscription?
Okay, well, the first thing about our package is that for the first time ever, our games are available globally. We have a partnership with RTE Digital and the GAA, which will mean that games will be streamed, and anybody who has access to an internet and a device which can show games will have access to our games.
And that's very welcome, because there's a big complaint from people overseas.
Absolutely. Well, anywhere I went overseas in the last while, the first thing people asked was, would you please get our games on television? For the first time ever, the Irish in Australia, and indeed the Australians who like Gaelic games, will have all 45 games on Channel 7 free to view.
For people here at home, what games are going to be on Sky? What games are they going to have to either be Sky subscribers or, I presume, maybe go down to the pub?
But what happens is that we have 45 games now. It's 5 more than we had last year, televised here on this island. 31 of those will be with RTE. As you've said, RTE won't suffer any diminution in the number of games they have. What will happen is that Sky will have access to 8 qualifier games, 2 football quarter-finals and 4 other games, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday in the ordinary provincial series. The rest is as normal. But the key thing about Sky having access to those games is that for the first time ever, the millions of Sky subscribers, Irish in Britain, will have access to those games as well. And they'll also, for the first time ever, have access to their Ireland semi-finals in hurling and football. And given the numbers in Britain, that's a huge boost to us.
Very good. But again, coming back to the audience here, the qualifiers obviously depends on how the qualifiers work out. But already we know that on the 7th of June, Kilkenny versus Offaly in the Leinster Senior Hurling Championship, that'll be available only on Sky. On the 14th of June, Dublin versus Wexford, Leinster Senior Hurling Championship, also only available on Sky. Sligo versus Galway or London on the 21st in the football, only on Sky. And then there's there's an Ulster match as well. So people in those counties know they're not going to be able to see their championships games unless they have Sky, isn't that right?
They won't see them on television, Brian. They can, you know, we still have a huge number of people who actually go to the games. But yes, there is a trade-off there between the value to us of having those games free to air here or engaging in a process which enables us to bring the games globally.
But what do you say to people in Kilkenny or Offaly, who support the association, who cut the grass and wash the jerseys and coach the teams and collect the raffle tickets and all that, who do all that work for the association?
They do, Brian. At the moment, we don't have all our games live anyway. And the fact of the matter is that we have 5 more games, which means that 5 of the games that are now going to be on Sky weren't available last year anyway.
But most of these games were available. It's similar to the package that TV3 had, weren't they? Most of these games were available free to air through TV3.
They were indeed. But what we're saying to our fans and our members and our supporters is
pay up.
No, what we're saying is we want to try this. At some stage, we were going to have to try to see how this would work out. For the first time ever, we're making an attempt. We have our games on Sky. Their record internationally, they're recognised as one of the best broadcasting units
So are you
in the world.
effectively sacrificing your loyal supporters here at home to execute this strategy around the world?
If you consider that there's not a family in Ireland at the moment that doesn't have a person abroad, and in Australia, Britain, huge number of Irish people abroad, they're going to get access to games like they never got it before.
But you also know there isn't a family hardly in Ireland who isn't struggling to pay bills.
We understand that too.
And now you're saying to them, if they want to see these games, they've got to... How much is it going to cost them if they haven't got Sky already?
I have no idea the cost of Sky, Brian. But what I'm saying is...
I can tell you that it's €768 a year.
Yeah, there are 1.1 million homes in Ireland that have access to Sky at the moment.
But not all of those have Sky Sports.
Not necessarily, and we realise that not all of those Sky, but Sky will have...
Where do you expect people to find these hundreds of euro to be able to get access to these games?
All you have to do, Brian, in many cases, is go to a person who has a subscriber. We're not asking our supporters to play the figure you mentioned.
So go to the neighbours?
No, what we're saying is that the games are available. The trade-off is that the members of the families who are outside Ireland will have access to our games. Yeah. We will have...
Are you expecting, sorry, just briefly, are you expecting a backlash from the membership to this, do you think?
I think when our membership see this package in its entirety, they'll understand that we're actually carrying out a mandate that was given to us to bring our games globally play and to match our policy of making Gaelic games a global option of sport.
All right, Liam O'Neill, there we leave it. Thanks for joining us on the programme.
Welcome.
The deadly Ebola virus